Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Week 6 of the 3 Up, 3 Down WAKA Peninsula podcast. I am still wearing Jorts Johnson. I'm joined tonight, once again, thankfully he's live this time, the commissioner, Mr. Bennett Wentworth, sporting his Boston paraphernalia bravely this time of year.
Up and down.
And over on the far end of the table, Matt, somehow he wasn't drunk by noon today.
I have to work. I do have a job.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I don't have any Chicago paraphernalia on. You know. Yeah, Rose.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, that happens.
You know, that's sports and kickball, basketball, and in life, there are ups and downs. Speaking of ups, though, 80s night was last night. Mr. Wellbrock, you had a front row seat to all the action.
Yeah, there's two things I love most in this world, and that's the United States of America and any 80s night at any bar or karaoke establishment. Had a great time, probably one of the best WAKA Wednesdays that we've had this far this season. I mean, majority, definitely the best one this season. Hats off to everybody that set it up. Brent, Keith. Keith did an awesome job reffing the contest. Thanks to everybody who came out in your 80s gear. All the ladies were looking awesome. The dudes were looking fresh. Karaoke was sung loud and proud.
Oh yeah.
All the 80s songs were being sung. I mean, we started off with Sweet Caroline and Journey. I mean, what a way to kick off a karaoke thing. It's really tough to follow up after those two songs. But just a fantastic time. I'm still happy after that night.
I'll tell you, I'll see how it impacts the podcast, because I don't know about you guys, but my energy level is low right now. I feel like I had enough sleep, but...
Is this the first time we've done it on a Thursday?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, first time. So Throbbing Thursday has not come to an end. We're starting again.
Yeah, we're fixing that.
Costume contest was awesome. On the male side, we had Adam with his throwback NBA style uniform, complete with the mullet and the goggles. Kevin with the Rock of Love.
No,
Brett Michaels.
Brett Michaels, complete with the eyeliner that he wore to work today.
And then in true Brett Michaels fashion, passed out too hard after the concert.
Then on the female side, Plesha from Battlestar, she had her thing going on. Angie from Rumspringa, and then Nova from Kick-Ass and Megan from Moose Knuckles. They were all good, man. There were a lot of good lots of other good costumes. So great participation. It was the first time we've really done a theme week inside of a regular season, so I was wondering how much participation we were going to get. Mm-hmm. Man, it was more than I expected, so it was a good week. Good times.
I'd like to say I'm surprised, but I'm never surprised by how this league responds to stuff like that. It just, if
the bar keeps getting raised,
Yeah, what else can we do? What? Nothing.
I mean, I would tempt it with a 70s night. No, fuck that.
No. We're good.
Well, we're only 1/3 of the way through the season, so we'll see how we can keep raising it up.
All right, so let's keep moving through the season now. 6:30 games, recap from this past week. Mr. Wellbrock, you had a tight game. Rumspringa versus JKI. It was a 2-0 victory for you.
Yeah. This is one of those games. In Rumspringa, I feel like it's kind of getting proven that we play to the level of our competition. That's not disrespecting JKI in any way, but, you look at us coming out against 5 o'clockers and chubby gangsters. There's a little bit more pep in our step. We're really, really going out trying to prove something. And then we got games like JKI, Chicken Tetrazzini that we're, kind of going in there, running through the motions. Pretty sure that, we got it in the bag, and that's not really the way to approach any game in WAKA, to think that you have it in the bag.
And especially not this year.
No, definitely not this year. It is, and it shows. And we got those 2 runs in the first off a double play, actually. JKI made a fantastic play to get 2 outs, but we just had people on bases, and we were able to sneak by them and just be able to have that defense to hold down that 2-0 lead. But they had people on base in the first inning, had a real decent shot to put up at least 1 run in that inning, but a fantastic play by Mr. Ricky Holmes to get the man and a tag out at home plate. and we're just able to just ride that strong, consistent defense we have. But we gotta get a pep up in our step for these games, because these games they're not given. You just can't show up on the field and get a W. You got to earn it.
Yeah, I'd say Jiminy Kickett, just kicking it, whatever they call themselves this season, but I always call them the Jiminy's anyway. Yeah, it's a good result for them. They didn't pull out the win or tie, but they hung with one of the league's top 10 teams. So good results.
One guy kicked the shit out of the ball. He popped the ball. Like, he kicked it and it just went completely flat. Damn. I mean, it just pow. So we let him take it home for a souvenir. So I hope he has it on his wall or his mantle somewhere. Like, yeah, I did that.
Another close game at the 6:30 hour. We saw the Moose Knuckles come back late to beat the Foul Balls. It was 4-3. I got a little insight from some sources I have on both teams.
Remaining anonymous, or?
Yes.
As a good reporter would, anonymous sources.
I protect my sources. Brian Pena, Andreas Beiersdorf, Wade Rock,
Dennis. I would never out any of them.
I would sell you guys out to the FBI so quick. So keep telling me everything you know. Foul Balls had a 3-0 lead going in the bottom of the fourth here. One of those game could have been different if they had been the home team, but the Moose Knuckles able to come back, scored I think one in that fourth untold, and the next three in the bottom of the fifth to pull out a win. Foul Ball is still looking good because Moose Knuckles are no pushover.
So the Knuckles got a powerful offense.
So
you can only contain them for so long.
That's one thing I will know. Foul Ball's defense improving, it seems, week to week, and they're hanging games. So good to see both those teams have a real fun, close contest.
And the Foul Balls, I can't recall if they've had a whole lot of close games this season. I know they've had a couple of losses, but a couple of wins. There's some gaps there, but this is one of those games that you're going to take it into next week, and you just know that when those situations arise, you're getting a little bit more experience, in those clutch tight games to just shut them out and take the game home.
Yeah, definitely.
And then finishing off the 6:30 hour. 6:30 was the time to be there apparently, because we had another close game and another heartbreaker. The 5 o'clockers sort of grinded out a 1-0 win over the Jagernauts. Brent, I know you were there. I caught some of the game as well, but what did you see from behind the plate?
Yeah, I was reffing that game. It was a 0-0 through 4 innings. Neither offense was really, they kind of struggled to get going. But in the 5th inning, the top of the Clockers lineup came up again, and they're just too good to keep down, to shut out completely. And they loaded the bases. Josh Waldrop came up, their cleanup kicker, and he did what he does. He rifled it right straight to center field. Katie Lytle made a good catch on it. Actually got a double play on the guy leading off from second, but that was enough to score the sacrifice. That's all they needed. Bottom of the 5th came, and the Jaegers, they had the middle part of their lineup up. And they got a couple people on base. They had runners on second and third, 2 outs, and Ashley Jikas came up. She ripped a nice line drive.
Oh, yeah.
But Daniel Reyes is one of the best fielding pitchers in the league. So he throws a good ball, and he's got movement, bounce on it, a little bit of speed. But his biggest strength is that he fields the position probably better than anyone else in the league. And he came off the mound, and it came right off his fingertips, but he was able to pop it right back up to himself, and that ended the game. But she got a good line drive on it, so I was sitting there thinking, oh man, this is going to be tied up. But
I heard from some sources of mine as well that had a chance to bring a run in home. Julie Kittleson ran in third, almost had a shot, but. You gotta listen to the base coaches.
Yeah, I think she would have been out.
I'm just seeing it right now. She would have.
No. I mean, the first baseman for the Clockers bobbled the ball a little bit and kind of got away from him. But so they were telling Julie to go, but he collected the ball, so it probably ended up in there. They had a better shot with Ashley kicking a line drive than they did sending Julie home.
Jagernauts, it hurts me to see you down there with no W's. I talked you up in episode 1. You're going to get there. These are close games against really good teams. I want to see you there. I know you're going to get there. A lot of faith. Keep trucking. Every rose has its thorn.
I want to see you guys get there too, but not in week 6.
Nope.